All right, my beautiful friends, today we are going to do another demonstration video, and this one is going to be about brightening shades. So a lot of people are confused what a brightener is, where to put it, why we use it, all of that good stuff. So we're going to dive into that today. Before we do that, I am going to ask you to please subscribe to my channel because it just helps me so much. And you can give this video a thumbs up. So words I never thought I would say, but here we are. Last week we talked about contour, and this week we're talking about brightener. So while contour gives the illusion of things kind of falling back or hiding or, falling into the background, brightening does the opposite. It brings things forward. So it's something that I think can be really beneficial in your makeup routine. But I also think it's something you've got to be very, very careful of, because you have to consider the texture on your skin and what it is that you are exactly trying to bring forward. So for instance, if you had a blemish right here and it was huge, it's already coming forward. I don't want you to put any brightener in that area and make it stand out even more. Same with the bags under our eyes. We don't want to put brightener on it and make them stand out even more. So proper placement of brightener is very key. Also, brightening an area will show the texture under it. So if you have very large pores, acne, or fine lines and wrinkles on a certain area of your face, maybe an area I know somebody's gonna say, I have that all over my face. But I'm talking about in an area where it's more heavily than other areas. That's an area you want to avoid brightening. So we're gonna get into that here in just a second. So at this point of my makeup, I have my color correcting shade on all of my redness, which for me is right in here and on my chin. And then my first step in applying my makeup, I go in with my contour, which if you are having issues with contour, you're gonna wanna go back and reference the video from last week. And now I'm in the stage where I add my brightener. So my preferred brightening brush is the blend brush. I love the small end of the blend brush for applying my brightening shade. But if you don't have the blend brush, you can obviously apply with your fingers, and then you can buff in with your blend brush or whatever brush that you have. My brightening shade is Aura, and I'm gonna show you the areas that I apply brightener. And so I do a little on my chin. And so you can tell I'm just barely tapping. So I barely tapped into here and I barely tap. And I'll add a little bit here. Now down my nose, I take the edge here and I just go a little bit down my nose. Now I do a little bit here. I have some texture here, so I don't overdo it on the brightening here, but I do add a little bit. And now I'm gonna show you the place where I think people kind of make some mistakes. So as we discussed, the brightener is going to bring things forward, right? Give the illusion of this area of your face coming forward. So if you have bags under your eyes, they're already standing out, right? We don't want them to come forward any more than they already are. If you have texture under your eyes, meaning fine lines, wrinkles, that just crepey skin, we're not trying to bring attention to it. So it's not the area you really want to be highlighting. We're seeing this new thing that everyone is doing where they're putting brightener here and then out here. Now, I do like that to clean up the eyeshadow area, but be careful here. Everyone, including my children, have lines that come down here, okay? We talk, we smile, our face moves. There's gonna be folds there. But if you are getting to a point where your fine lines or even deep lines are running down here, especially when you're not smiling, like if they're just kind of always there, this is not an area you want to brighten. We're not trying to bring that forward or bring any more attention to areas like that. And I feel like this is kind of what people are doing. They end up putting brightener, you know, we've been told to lighten under our eyes. And I get it. When you're 20, you should go for it. I do it to my brides and the bridesmaids, and it's beautiful. As we age, we have to understand that things change, and trends and things that look really good on 20-year-olds are not looking good on us ladies who are getting some fine lines, okay? So we don't want to really highlight this area or out in here if we have issues there. So we tap in, and I'll show you. Okay, see the bags under my eyes? I don't want to go on top of the bag, but I want to go under it. We want to brighten this lower part to give the illusion that it's coming up to meet it, okay? So that there's not such a definition between the bag and the rest of your face, that this is meeting this, okay? Now we can't make that happen with our skin, but we can give the illusion of it. Going under here, and we're gonna brighten under here. And I like to brighten right here along my nose too, because it helps define the contour in my nose. Okay, so can you see the difference in the two? So the bag is not as obvious on this side because I'm giving the illusion of brightness right here, okay? And you can bring that just kind of right into here. And then like at the end, when I'm done with my makeup, I will take this, I will not add any more product, but I'll give it a little swoop up here to clean up that makeup and to have like a little definition of adding that brightness so that we get more of that direction going up here. Another great thing to do with your brightener, if your main shade is looking a little bit too dark compared to your neck and your chest because you're losing your color, you can put your main shade, like main shade goes down here, words are very hard for me today, generally, okay? But you can add a little bit of brightener under here and it will kind of brighten up your main shade so that it's blending better with your neck and all of that. It's also great too, if your contour got a little sloppy here and you do this line that I just did, it will help really define that. So you can already see how my contour on this side is far more defined than my contour on that side because I just clean it up with that brightening shade. So, and again, we'll just do a little here. You can do a little brightener in here because we're always like really dark here. And then it kind of would go in like a V in this area. I'm sorry, my lighting is not exactly allowing you to see that, but that's generally where you would put it. So at this point of the game, I would be done with my brightening shade. So I already have my contour on, well, my color corrector, then my contour, my brightening shade. And then what I would do from here is I'm gonna take my main shade and I'm gonna fill in all the areas that doesn't have contour and brightening. So I'm just gonna kind of go in here. And then my base would be done for the day. Okay, so in the last 2 weeks of videos here on YouTube, I have discussed the proper techniques, placement and blending tricks for your brightening and contouring of your Saint makeup. So I hope that we have tackled any questions that you may have had. If I didn't, if you're having more questions or if you're still struggling, please reach out to me. I would love to help you kind of figure it all out. That is my favorite part of this whole journey, is the educating part. So please never hesitate to reach out to me because I would love to help you. I hope you have a wonderful week and I will be back next week.